Aloha! How are you guys doing? Oh my goodness, you guys didn't take much to get there, aren't you? David, hello. Wookie Wookie. That's a new name. Sourberry Cake. Hi. Last 2 exams to go. Excellent, Wookie Wookie. Wonderful. Scott, hello dear. That's also the first timer. David. I hope you guys can see a little bit of the view in the back. And however, I need to let you guys look a little bit more. I turned the air conditioning on a little higher and I'll be right back. So, again, aloha from Maui. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's been a while since we've had the chance to talk. Anatomy Gaming says hello. Guys, don't forget, regardless of where I am broadcasting, the protocol is still the same. Gotta need where you guys calling in from. Male or female, whatever your gender is, and how old you are. So 3 things: M for male, F for female, how old you are, and where you're tuning in from. If you wouldn't mind, that kind of helps me to know a little bit more about you. Dudley, good to see you. Stian, hello dear, from Norway. And we got Scott from Baltimore. There we go. 25-year-old from Baltimore, MD. MD, are you calling me Mehran Dadbeh, or is it MD? Maryland. I think Baltimore, Maryland. Am I right? David, male 24, Dallas, Texas. There we go, Scott. So I got it still. Maryland. Thank you. So, well, in the background, you'll see some of the scenery of Maui, where my hotel is back into it, and the front is the ocean. I got the cheaper rooms, which is the backside. And they're doing major renovation here in the resort. So apparently they're going to be even more beautiful. They have closed part of the pool, but there's still 2 active pools. It's a beautiful place. People are very friendly here. I've got 3 tennis courts right there, which of course I don't plan on playing this time. I arrived day before yesterday, been soaking it in. I got up about 5:30 in the morning today, Maui time, and had breakfast at 6:30. Had a little walk, bought a few little things, water and stuff, and looking forward to talk to you guys for about an hour. Then I have an appointment on Skype, so we should cut it short so I can breathe a little bit. And remember, guys, as usual, I'm just 1 Skype call away. We have over 1,500 videos on this channel now. I've slowed down on uploading to give you guys a little breather, and just I'm sure you can find whatever you want on this channel already. So from now, when I soak it in a little bit, have a little bit more time, I'll make some new videos for you guys and do some trimmings from now and then. But you can always go on my site, click on Talk to Me for consultation. Actually, now it says Talk to Mehran. And make an appointment. We'll have a Skype one-on-one and discuss your concerns together. Otherwise, might as well visit my site, mind@seekstruth.com. and see what's there for you to find your way again and find your balance. Sunny says 1 of 2. So let's get on to some questions. Let me bring this thingy here, so maybe that'll be closer to me. So let's see. Male 31 and broke up almost 2 months. Okay, 2 months ago. Last I talked to a girlfriend, she said breakup was all my fault. Yeah, okay, that usually is what one would say to justify or clarify or rather cleanse his or herself, whoever initiated it, so it won't feel, was done what she wanted to do but not feel guilty about it, and making sure that she's having a good image of herself in her own mind as she wants to have, even though it may not be. So that part that it's all your fault, if you know it's not, then don't pay attention to it. Says, I made small mistakes, but she did as well. Yeah, so what? No big deal. But her saying it was all my fault made me feel guilty. No, don't at all. It takes two to tango. You cannot be at fault if there's no one else to be part of it, unless you've been physically or emotionally abusive, you know, and all those things that is totally unacceptable. As a gentleman, never ever raises hand or tries to abuse a woman in any shape or form. So, and I'm sure that's not the case, so therefore don't care about it. Just move on with your life. Enjoy your life. Life is short. Instead, save up your money, get to some place like this, and see that that girl really is not going to shine anymore, since you will find so many opportunities and so many wonderful activities to do, and spend time with the nature and see what the world is all about, instead of being cooped on in a small world, looking at this huge world through the small viewpoint of your consciousness, which is really, we have all created certain kind of a world in our consciousness, and based on that we are viewing the big picture, which sometimes makes us lose actually what the big picture is trying to communicate or to show. So having said that, let's go to 2 and 2 says that I ruined something that I had potential. Forget it. Don't wait for her to tell you what your potential is. Go find your potential based on your activities and your accomplishments and whatever you can do for yourself, for your family, for your future, for communities that you live in. Your potential is not about what she thinks or what part of her needs are met through you. So that's the end of that. MA says M Grand Alpha 29 from the land of camels. Oh, Muhammad, I couldn't figure it out today. I guess I've been in the warm weather of Hawaii and just lost my recognition of the signal MA. Of course, Muhammad. Hello, dear. And he says, land of camels and wild rabbits. Rabbits. Okay. Says, Mr. Mehran. Yes, Muhammad Jan. What a nice view and nice vibes. Okay, good. Always heart and soul refreshing to see you. Well, delighted to see you guys as well. It's been a while, and it's been a little interruption in our discussions, but you know what? I plan on making it a little bit more viable for everybody, like maybe 3 times a week, but only 1 hour. No longer 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, because it doesn't make sense. Unless we have a way that we can help the channel for its finances. Like there, what is it called? I forgot again. Super chats and things. People get used to it. Like, we don't have enough people to expect super chats. When we have thousands of people around the live talks, then we'll be able to have some. But right now, having 3, 4, 5 hours of talk, it just, and we still don't see it helping the subscription viewers, then I should just cater it to you guys, which is 1 hour is enough. Now, Chris Adams says, hi Mehran, how are you today? 26 male UK. Nice to you, thank you. Good to see you as well. Danny, aloha. Yes, Danny, here I am. And I wonder where Kalani is. Kalani is in Oahu, and he used to actually say hello here often. I'm in his neck of the wood, but in a different island. Michael says, 24 male, Czechoslovakia. He says, hello Mehran, nice to see you. What will you advise if girlfriend in London, or no, in long-term relationship starts to do everything she wants, starts to behave bad, and just not the way it should be? Well, the question is, how should it be? What it should be in your eyes, my eyes, her eyes, somebody else's eyes, is all different. Is that how it should be, something that both of you have agreed that's how it should be? Or are you referring to the fact that she's just hanging around other guys and letting them chat her up, and she chats other guys, and well, that's obviously, nobody likes that. So if that comes to that, understand that everybody has the right to choose their own lifestyle and who they communicate and associate with. But at the same time, you're also the boss of yourself. So if your girlfriend is not complying to the standard or expected standards of being a girlfriend and you being a boyfriend, then she has all the right to do whatever she wants to do. And you have all the right to do what you want to do, which means to say, bye-bye. This is not for me, not my cup of tea. Adios, amigos. Wish her well and move on. Michael says, what punishment is the best for that situation, like to pull back or couple days, or there's no punishment. She has the right to do whatever the hell she likes to do. So do you. It's not about punishment. It's about expressing your intentions and your acceptance or not acceptance of the kind of relationship that you guys have. So communicate that with her and tell her that, look, this doesn't make sense to me. But you can't force her by trying to punish her, stay away, walk back, don't talk to her. It's very simple. You say it once, clear together, says, listen dear, we're together, supposed to be boyfriend, girlfriend. The way you're doing stuff, it's not the way I expect it to be in a relationship. So what do you think? Can we set up some kind of a understanding what we expect from each other? And if you don't, you just want to break up, perfect, no problems. I wish you well, and you move on. Don't be needy. If it is, what do? I'm not trying to demean anyone at all, but I'm just trying to show you something. What do you do if you go to a store and you see a product that is either too expensive or doesn't meet your requirements or doesn't measure up to the standards that you were hoping for, the quality? You won't buy it. You leave it, go to another store. Same thing in some of the things in life. So, let's go to sour berry cake. That's a new one. Sour berry cake. That must be cranberry, maybe. This is okay. I have a question. Okay, sour berry. First, before your question, We need to know your, where you come from, how old you are, your man, woman, what your gender is. So if you do that, I'd be grateful. And by all means, I'll get back to your question. And there is Sourberry. Says female, 31. Ah, okay. You caught me right there. Before moving on. So she says, okay, I have a question. Keep thinking about a man that went ghost. Well, you shouldn't be thinking about ghosts too much unless they show themselves. So if this one is ghosted you, doesn't show himself, then it should be deleted from your mind as well. She says he wasn't putting in efforts into making dates. Then why would you want to date someone who doesn't want to date you? You should have respect for yourself. He doesn't make an effort, you make an effort. And if it's still not feeling right, abandon ship. And says he wasn't putting an effort into making dates. Told him and went Mia? I don't understand. Told him and went. Oh, he went MIA. Okay, and my cursor was right on the he looked B. See what one epsilon of an alphabet does to understanding. So communication is very sensitive. So he says, she says, I told him, and he went MIA. Well, good ridden then. Why do you want someone who goes MIA? Known each other for years, how do I stop thinking about him? Focus on the fact that he wasn't qualified. The things that he wasn't doing and the things that he was doing that was not right. He wasn't making an effort. That's the end of that. Simple. So, and if you want to take a look at one of my videos titled How to Delete Your Memory. How to delete your memory is rather scientific, at the same time very clever and interesting, which I used an article and research by I think it was a neuroscientist who put that article, and I used that information, the article, and made a video. So you go on that and take a look, and you will see the role of synaptic neurons and how we condition them to constantly think about something by thinking about that something. And it'll be an interesting video for you, how to delete our memory, or how to delete your memory. All right, there we go. We didn't even need an hour. We're done. 18 minutes. Time to go. Sourberry says yes. Oops. Sorry, my bottle of water fell. Sourberry says yes. It's such a pestering thought. Yeah. Well, you can. When you learn why thoughts linger, then you would see how in control you are of negative thoughts. You see, the problem is not just the fact that you think about something, a negative thinking comes to your mind, and there are reasons for that. That is another topic that we can discuss that. But the secondary problem of thinking about negative thoughts is that thought wants to replace actuality. And if it's a negative thought, due to the fact that your mind, your brain is set up for protecting you, for security, is always scanning for trouble to alert you, it has a propensity to accept and believe that negative thought as possible facts. Then it allows it to replace actuality. Takes that actuality, then you try to react to it, which is fear and worries and anxieties and for something that doesn't even bloody exist. But you bought into it because thought brought it in, and as part of the mission of your brain, your mind, you entertained it, allowed it to take shape as actuality in order for you to defend yourself or to counter it. And that loophole fooled you to actually allow thought to accomplish his mission, which is often to replace actuality. But in fact, there is no actuality of that event, it's only a thought. Now, hope that would be something helpful to you. Let's go to Jill Gates. Oh, Bill's sister probably. And Jill, what happened to the protocol? I would love to answer your question, but remember we have a rule here. You gotta let me know what your gender is, where you calling in from, and how old you are. I'll get back to you as soon as I get that. Sourberry says, mind blown. Thank you. You're welcome, Sourberry. Don't forget to subscribe. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and click on like if you like what you're hearing here. And make sure you visit my site, mind@seekstruth.com. Click on the books, read a sample chapter of each book. You can download the sample chapter and the table of content of each ebook, and you'll see if you like them and what kind of topics is covered. Purchase the ebooks, specifically Me, My Psyche and I. Me, My Psyche and I. I highly recommend that book. And if you have negative thoughts and transient thoughts, I highly recommend a second to none book that I haven't seen anything like it, and it's called Transient Thoughts and Me. You can select that. The paper books are very expensive, $80 to $105 US, but I've turned them into ebooks to be affordable for everybody. It's like, I don't know, $5.99, $6.99, or $7.99, $8.99, something like that. So maybe acquire all three of them for what, $18? Helps the channel and gives you world of information about your inner you, your center, who you are, how you click, how you tick, how you function, to become the mechanic of your machine, to know how this thing really works. Often we think we are helpless because a thought comes to our mind, and I'm thinking about that girl, or you're thinking about that boy, and you can't get rid of it, and you're stuck on what is the value, what is my worth. I want affirmation, I want evaluation, I want this or that and that to make me feel important, that I'm more than what I am, and I'm conditioned to always strive to become more. I'm not ever good enough. All that, you got to know why. When you understand that, you become to step into a free world, a free mind. Now, Sourberry says, I subscribed and liked. Lots of love and hellos, and thank you very much, dear. I appreciate that. Jill Gates, 35, male from San Francisco, just got out of 17-year relationship. Girlfriend left me for somebody else. Okay, good riddance. Why would you ever want to be someone who actually is thinking that somebody else is where her problems are solved, or somebody else is what evaluates her? If she's waiting for something from outside to come and evaluate her or evaluate her, she will not be sitting with you or that or that. She'll always be like a sparrow from one branch to another. So don't worry about it. And rule number one, whoever doesn't want to be with you doesn't deserve to have your attention. So whoever doesn't want to be with you doesn't deserve your attention. That's the end of it. Don't worry about it. Don't read anything else into it. She simply couldn't appreciate a good quality. And just because somebody leaves you doesn't mean that you have the wrong quality. You have the low quality. Why would it mean that if someone goes to a jewelry store and instead of the diamond ring picks up the cubic zirconian or a crystal ring, why would that mean that the diamond is devalued or is not as valuable as the cubic zirconian? Why wouldn't you just think that the buyer didn't know better, only was deserving that cubic zirconian ring or the crystal ring? Couldn't understand the quality of diamond, didn't have the intelligence, didn't have the standards, didn't have the class, didn't deserve it. Simple. Why do you guys always think there's something wrong with you when a girl leaves you? Or you girls think there's something wrong with you when a guy leaves you? To each his own. There's an expression in Farsi, it's a Persian, one of the old civilizations in the world. I don't know, about 7,000 years old. And lots of poets and lots of, scholars in literature, famous in the world. One of the things, which is a proverb, I don't know if any of them said that, it says, the translation would go like this. I think it means the birds with the same feather fly together. Hey, exactly, we have it in English, right? Here it is, it came out. Birds of feather fly together. There we go. I was going to actually translate what it was in that language, but we have it right in English. Birds of feather fly together. That doesn't mean that this bird is not flying with that one. It means this one is not. It's just not the same feather. It means doesn't meet your standard. It's not good enough for you. That's how you should think, not the other way around. All right. Hooper 502 says, Mehran is the man. Keep it up. Great view. Thank you, Hooper. And remind me, Hooper. Remind me the stuff, the codes that we need to remember. Where, how old, and all that. Please. I love you all, but I don't remember exactly by the screen names because screen names don't leave an imprint in a way. And Helen says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Helen. Says, good to see you. Been missing this chat, but been so busy lately. Don't worry, we haven't had a chat since perhaps the last time you were here. She says, she gives me an apple. Oh, thank you. I could use one apple right now, actually. Yesterday, I went to the little mall close by with the hotel shuttle, and I bought 3 unripe avocados. They were all unripe because here it's so warm. You put them out. I put them outside on the balcony, and I bet you by the afternoon they'll be ready. But the apple sounds really good, actually. It says, I'm here in the mall. The clothes on sale, crazy. Oh, really? Which mall is that? We'll try to catch with your next chart probably tomorrow. Okay. All right. It says, wow, you have a wonderful view. Well, because I'm in Maui. I told you guys that I'm going for a while to Maui, and that's where I am, and we're having an aloha talk today. So this is officially our first broadcast from the beautiful island of Maui, and I'm here in one of the beautiful resorts right on the ocean, but I'm facing the backside of the hotel. Cheaper rooms. Channel doesn't make any money, so I can't splurge. So when we have 1 million subscribers, then I'll have ocean view. Then that'll be right the other side. Now, Helen, are you going to observe the protocol? As much as we love you, you gotta let us know where you're tuning in from. And of course, your age, but we do know that you're a female, so that part is already done. And we go to Wayne Harman. Hello, Wayne. Wayne says, hi, Mehran. 46, Irish. When set with constant setbacks in relationships and life, what is the best way to keep motivation? Hope you're enjoying your vacation. Actually, I'm just soaking it in. Soaking it in. It's a different vibration here. Everybody's so friendly. Nature is there. I don't care what the weather is, raining or not. I do my things. I love it. I'm not concerned about me, what I want, and what the weather is like. If it's rainy, if it's sunny, it's all me. It's all together, one part. So it's not like separating from the nature. It's all now rolling together. So when we can do that, which is a message for you in it about your question. The reason that we become unmotivated is because we separate ourselves from the nature and from the happenings of life as we focus on its differences between what we expect and what it is. Whenever you focus on what you expect and what it is, you will find world of trouble, as I do. And I did a couple of days ago. We all expect different things in life. Some of us have this mentality of discipline and everything to be done the way it would not harm others and be in harmony with nature, and everybody else can enjoy being around you or doing their own thing. And some of us expect different ways, and some of us are oblivious to the effect of our behavior and action to the others. So we all have different expectations, and because of that, there is a division and conflict which comes from our consciousness. Each consciousness is made differently. You were born in a different place, affected by different culture and mentality, different programmings, different conditionings, hence different education, different expectations, different rules of society and communities you were raised in. Your whole consciousness is about that. All of that what you have been exposed to, what you learned, what you read, what you've been conditioned, what you've been taught, and what kind of a behavior you carry in your genes through the ancestors and how it arrived to you. Some of it is in that way. So all these divisions causes us behave and live differently. Yet it becomes division and conflicts because your expectations according to your consciousness, content of your consciousness, is going to be not accepting just everything that everybody else is doing. And that separates you and makes you focus on how things should be the way you want, and you're constantly taking steps to fix things. Fix things based on how you want it to be, which I did. And I still do sometimes, which is wrong. I mean, not wrong, but it stresses you. So, what I'm trying to tell you is that when you blend yourself with the nature, accept and acknowledge the differences, in some case stupidity of others, lack of understanding, education, civility. You have to accept that. But when you think everybody is like you or supposed to be like you, have the same background, education, understanding, morality, manners, and observation of other people's comfort and safety and rights, then you're in trouble because you react even harsher than you need to. Now, referring to your question, same thing with you. When you become unmotivated, it's because you have been focused on how things should be, according to your expectation standards. And you, me, I'm the most important person in the world, you say to you, every one of you, and this is not the way me wants things to be. So you are in conflict. And I'm not saying to accept every shit that is going on out there. Not at all. On the contrary, stand up, rise, and try to point it out. But don't expect others to live with your standards. Same manners, morality, wisdom, civility, class. Also then, their behaving we should be more critical and expect a lot more from them. But what do you do when you see a dog or a donkey or a cow poops on the street and goes? You don't make a fuss because you recognize it's a donkey, it's a cow, it's a dog. It doesn't know better. But when we get to other human beings, we say, oh, it looks like me, therefore it must be able to understand. Civility, reason, logic. But no, that person is not how that person looks. That person is what the content of his consciousness or her consciousness is. And in many cases, all it's in there is shit. Low standards compared to yours. To themselves, they think they're the most important person in the world and they know it all best. But when you see the differences, quickly recognize that that's not something that I should worry about. I will raise it according to the law and authorities, but that's the extent of it. Don't stress over it too much. Same thing again with you. When you are seeing all these differences, despite of your expectations and not as you expected it, recognize that you're expecting that standards from someone else who's not you, doesn't have the consciousness that you have, doesn't have the understanding that you have, doesn't have manners, morals, and civility that you have. Therefore, your expectations from them to behave the way you want is unreasonable. And on that basis, you move on. And you recognize your higher ability to understand, higher standards, respect yourself more, and simply this what doesn't measure up and move on. Little aristocracy doesn't hurt anyone, just a little bit. Don't become a snob or a prejudice against anyone. But if you see someone is not measuring up, you can't infuse intelligence in someone who doesn't want to use that part of their brain. And that's their lifestyle. So, again, it says, what is the best way to keep motivation? Hope you're okay. The best way to keep motivation, focus on what it is that you want to be, what level, what stage you want to be in life, that you don't have to be bothered by the things that you bothered. That's your motivation. And when you go towards fulfilling what brings you to a level that you won't have to be bothered with these things, that you won't have to be pushing yourself to do things, which means let me find motivation in what kind of a lifestyle I deserve and I think I deserve. And for that, which means I don't like this, so I should be motivated to change what I don't like. If you're not motivated to change what you don't like, well, there's nothing to be said. But obviously, when you're looking for motivation, it means you don't like some of the things around you. That what you don't like should become the motivation for you to change things to the things that you do want. Because every one of us in life want to like things that we have in our life and what we're involved in. So the mere fact that we don't like something, that is the motivation you're looking for, to change it to something that you like it, that you want it. Anyhow, I think that will be the gist of it. Chanchal says, sir, please read my comment. You missed it. Oh, did I now? I sure will. Did you observe the protocol? Maybe I left because of that. Oh, no, she did. Says, female 25 from India. Should I wait for the right person who love me or just keep focus on my career? Isn't that the same thing? Focusing on career and waiting for the right person to love you. I don't see the difference in a way. I do, but I don't. So are you saying, should you wait for someone to love you so you don't have to work? Is that what you're saying? My vote goes, you focus on your career, become an independent woman, make your own money, have power and money in your pocket or your purse, wherever you put it, and be able to feed yourself, take care of yourself. You won't need a man for the money. Then you will be in a position of power. Then you will choose your man, you will choose your partner based on his qualities as a human being, not based on what he can provide for you, which is what you need. Therefore, you become a slave to his ways of controlling you through comfort and money that you would be conditioned after a while benefiting from them. So go focus on your career, become independent woman, and then choose your guy or your man or your partner based on what qualities they present. Not what needs you have for what material stuff they could provide. So, and the question is, when you say if someone loves you, do they love you? Or do they love what you do for them? Do you love them? Or do you love what they do for you? That's two different things. You can't love a person by just seeing it. That's lust. That's interest. That's invitation to love. Invitation to get to know each other. Through time and negotiation of life, seeing how each one of you negotiates day-to-day lives, then you will gain to understand more about their consciousness, the content of their consciousness. Then over time, according to how you treat each other and so on, you will see if there is something there to love. What you love is the person. What the person is the content of the consciousness of the person. So if you love someone because she's gorgeous and beautiful, or if you love some man that you think he's handsome or he's wealthy, you really don't love the person, and the guy doesn't love the girl, just loves the pleasure that he receives from that beautiful physical aesthetics, and the girl loving what the guy provides. It's not about who they are. So focus on building yourself to be in a position that when you meet someone, you will get to know them first and see if they deserve and they qualify to love based on the content of the consciousness. Now, go back to where we were, I guess. Aha, we have 99 cents. Super chat. I appreciate it, Tim. So, he beat you all up, so I gotta go to him first. out of the rule of super chat. So, it says, hello friends. Happy to report that I've kept committee to changing my life. Okay. Says I'm 6 months free of any alcohol and 1 month since having contact with my ex, focusing on self-improvement and joy. More power to you. Delighted that you shared that with us. You forgot to share how old you are, male or female, and where you're tuning in from. But I'm proud of you. Delighted that you've given up the alcohol and you're taking good care of yourself, and maybe if it's called for and you're healthy, maybe talk to your doctor and then do some light exercises and improve your life inside and out as best as you can. And thank you for the super chat. Now we go back to where we were, which is Hooper. Hooper says, male, 26, Philadelphia. Says, sorry, just stopping in to listen. Wonderful. Good to see you. Kanal says, or Shanshal says, you missed my comment and jumped on other person. Read it, please. I did. I already did. That's. I did. I did. Shanshal. Sona says, hello, sir. How do we stop consciously waiting for our ex after breakup? It's been 5 months. A good question. Now, before that, you got to comply with the protocol. Male, female, where you tuning in from, and how old you are. I'll read your next question as well. It says, how to know and what to look for in a right partner for us. I mean, how the right person acts and behaves. Tired of several heartbreaks. Well, you can't help that. The heartbreak is going to be there because heartbreaks happens due to differences and conflicts and division. And that's inevitable because what you're having a relationship with is the other person's consciousness. And each consciousness is built based on your background, religion, family, what you read, what you've been exposed to, your teachers, your siblings, your everything, your nationality, everything that you've been exposed to, that creates your consciousness. And each two person have different consciousness, even if you're born on the same street, on the same block. And because of those differences, there will be divisions and conflicts naturally. And one day, when the icing on the cake is melted, in other words, you guys have gone through your lovey-dovey period and you've been kind to each other and all that, and then things are a little bit more balanced, you see the ingredients of the cake now, not just the icing, then you begin to see the quality of what's in there, which is the consciousness. And then the heartbreak can start. That's why it's important to get to know each other and have a relationship. Focus on having a relationship with each other's consciousness, not with each other's belongings or aesthetics, beauty, physical fitness, and all that, because they're all something that is carrying who you are, the consciousness, not the actual what you're having a relationship with. So that's why you need to spend enough time with each other to know about each other's consciousness, then to see if it's the right match, which can be known over time. And over time, some of us realize, oops, that's not compatible. So there's nothing you can do about it. Just don't fall in too hard while you're trying to get to know the person. Now, your other question was, how do we stop unconsciously waiting for our ex after breakup? Why are you waiting? What does breakup mean? It always surprises me when you guys talk like this. What was before the breakup? You were together, right? So there was no reason, if things were going right, to sever being together. If you have severed being together, the breakup, that means there was a problem that you couldn't solve while you two were together. Obviously, you have tried. It didn't work, you broke up. So if you were together, you tried to work it out, it didn't work out, it broke up. What, are you doubting yourself? Oh, I shouldn't have broken up. Oh, even though it didn't work out, but I shouldn't have broken up. But you did decide you should break up after all that, either you or him. So what's the sense of waiting for it? Why? The question is, why should you ever get back? The question is, why are you waiting to get back with someone that you were with and it didn't work, and you tried and it didn't work, and then it broke up, and now you're waiting for it to do the same cycle? If anything, that breakup means you guys were not going to make it, as you were not compatible with each other, because you didn't know it at the beginning, because you chose each other based on physical attributes and outside things, not based on what was inside your consciousness. But through time, you learned about each other's consciousness, and you figured it out that obviously it's not working, or one of you figured it out, or one of you changed, even if you guys were compatible. And if that has happened, why would you want to be together? For what reason? So, let's move on to Dembalia. This is Dembalia from Kolkata, 28 male, bracing for impact of Cyclone Fani. Hope everyone will be okay. Thank you, Bembalia. Wish you all well, and hope you're strapped in and somewhere safe. David says, you said someone on YouTube recommend Jiddu Krishnamurti to you years ago. Now I recommend to you, Mehran. Marcus Aurelius. Your teachings seems to have many similarities to his. Okay. All right. And Tim says, YouTube gave me free super chats, so here you go. Thank you. Thank you, Tim. Patrick O'Donnell says, Aloha, Mehran. Aloha, Patrick. How are you, dear? And he says, delighted to see you are in Hawaii. Have a great trip. Greetings from Ireland. Male 29. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it. Mahalo, as they say here. Tim says, and my first comment should say, I've kept committed. To change, not committee. Yeah, I wondered. And female 36 USA. Good. Thank you, dear. I appreciate it. We're proud of you. Keep it on and keep it up, and let us know your progress. Sona says, I am 21, female, India. Sorry, it's my first time. I didn't know the protocol. Okay, no problems. As long as you subscribe and click on like, there's 17 of us here, guys. So I'd be delighted, because we need all the power that we can get by simply having the algorithm of YouTube recognize us. The way you guys talk about the videos that I've done here, over 1,500 of them on the channel, and your appreciations for life-changing effects on your lives when I see your comments, not necessarily you per se, I mean you meaning the subscribers to my channel. Thousands and thousands of them. Gives me a big head. Gives me a big head to think that I'm really helping people around the world. Yet, I would very much like to question, where are the subscribers? Why I'm not visible? What am I doing wrong? I hope that we will meet a situation where YouTube can recognize us better and would list us in the higher hierarchy. I don't know how that's done, because we've done whatever we could. And hopefully we'll have the subscribers that we deserve. As you all have said, it should be at least 1 million. And we hope for that. But I appreciate the ones who are here and supporting us. And thank you for being here. And let's go to Chanchal. So, sir, you missed my comment. I said before, thanks for making my life easy now. I completely move on from breakup. Thank you so much. Really? Did I miss it again? I don't think so. Chanchal? No, I didn't. I didn't. I read them all. Chanchal, what are you talking about? But anyhow, my pleasure. And I'm delighted that you're doing good. And I'm glad that the channel is helpful to you. Munaim Ziani says, I feel that all the problems of the psyche, regardless of the nature of the problem, are related to the image of ourselves. So that so-called identity, that ego, one can try escape from the problem. Well, you find this discussion in many of my videos about the image. So perhaps you can take a look at them. Says all their lives resist them, repress them, try to follow methodologies for their improvements, but it seems that the problem is in this way will never end. I ask Mehran, do you think that humanity at some point should get rid of the center called ego? A center is not ego, dear. Ego is a fragment, a program that has infiltrated the center. And she says, because it seems that the source of all conflicts comes from there. Now, you got to understand what center is. Ego is part of center. Fear, desire, thoughts created the consciousness. And then the controller of the thoughts seems to be the consciousness. Yet the consciousness itself has been created by the fragments of thoughts. So if you look at it, consciousness is redundant. It's all thoughts. You have thoughts and you have your consciousness. And all your thoughts are generated from the field of the known, the consciousness. The stuff that you've stored in your consciousness, your memory. A new thought is born based on the information you have in your memory, the field of the known. And from that thought, an action arises. From that action, an experience. That experience gives you knowledge. That knowledge is recorded back in the consciousness. And then from that accumulation of new information, new thought, action, experience, knowledge, and recorded in the consciousness, and so on. So in fact, the very consciousness that thought comes from is been made by thought itself. So the watcher, the controller, your consciousness, is actually the controlled. The controller, the consciousness, controls the thought. Controlled. But the controller, consciousness, is the controlled thought. So the controller is redundant. It's all thoughts. And that thought creates all the other things. Fear, desire, ego. Ego is a program. You didn't have it when you were born. It's not an organ. You developed it. You learned it. It was taught. And if you watch one of my videos that it's actually a video of a seminar I did at the local university, not local, this is Hawaii now, back in Vancouver, I talked about the end of fear. Watch that. That's about 45, 50 minutes. That's where it tells you and proves to you where the fear comes from. And you will see that all of what we talked about is really thought. In fragments, they've created your consciousness, your center, the me. So, the center is not called ego. Ego can be part of center. which is all based on thoughts. That's where you should put your finger on. Now, Sandra says you skipped me. Oh, Sandra, I'll go back. Sandra says blessings. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, dear. Let's see if I go further up, if there is another Sandra here before I get... All right, no. Okay, Sandra. Thank you very much for the blessings, dear. Wayne Harmon says, male 46, Irish, says, thank you for your insightful answer. I watch your videos daily. I learn something new each time. Ordering your books via your website soon. Thank you. Wonderful. I appreciate that. And he says, your teachings help me recover from breakup. I'm delighted. I'm delighted. And remember, Wayne, I'm always a Skype call away. You can simply go on my site and make an appointment, and we'll chat on Skype if that is something that you find necessary. And we'll talk about and explore it together, what your concerns might be. Sandra says, hi, my first time here. Hello, Sandra. Your first time here, then let us know a little bit about you, which is just 3 little things. Male, female, whatever your gender is, how old you are, and where you're tuning in from. 3 little codes. F for female, age, and where you're tuning in from, the country that you are there. Monaim Ziani says, thank you, sir. You're quite welcome, dear. Looks like we hit all the questions. So we are 1 hour and 2 minutes, and this is the time that we can simply say thank you very much, guys. I love you all. It's time for me to say goodbye from Maui and finish our talk today. I have an appointment coming up on Skype, so I need to wrap this up. At the same time, we plan on having only 1 hour every time. No need to go any further. Dominic says, I have a serious question. Are you kidding me? That means all the other questions that I answer were not serious. Are you joking with me? Every question is serious. Unless some of them really obviously are not serious. And she says, okay, we read this one. That's our last one. And Dominic says, I have a serious question that I think only you could help me with. All right. When should I openly talk about my ex and our breakup on my vlog? Almost nobody knows, and my vlog is aimed at being positive. Why do you have to talk about your breakup on your vlog? Have you been talking about your relationship on your vlog? What's the sense of other people know the nitty-gritties of your relationship? Is it a therapeutical thing you want to do for you, or you want to do it for other people? Other people don't give a shit if you're still with your boyfriend or not. What do they care? Or girlfriend? First of all, what's your gender? Let me know, male, female, or whatever your gender are, how old you are, and where you're tuning in from. There it is. Haha. No, that's not Dominic. That's Sandra, 59 Philadelphia. Sandra says, in the military for 6 years. Good. Fellow soldier. I did also go to serve in the military. Okay, and I left my ex. It's going to be 1.5 years. Aha. Okay, I guess we discussed your question, I believe, Sandra, didn't we? So, Dominic says, male, 28, Oklahoma. I thought you were female. See, good thing that you told me. Otherwise, I would have tailored it around the female question. So, now, coming back to you, Dominic, what the heck does it matter? You want to therapy yourself. because you want to say, now I can freely talk about it, therefore I'm okay with it. I have passed the moment. What moment? What do you think has happened to you? Nothing happened to you. Everything is intact. You're the same guy. Everything about you is the same. Look up and down yourself in the mirror. You'll see everything is intact. Nothing is falling off. And your mentality is the same. The relationship between two consciousnesses didn't work. And obviously, in most cases, it is challenging for two consciousnesses to actually dig each other. Maybe for a while, because they're going through the icing of the cake. Eventually, when they get to the ingredients, they will definitely know if they really could like each other or not. And it happens to almost everybody. So nothing as an anomaly, no disaster or devastation has happened to you that you think it has. Oh, she left me, so my evaluation, my validity is gone. My affirmation is gone. Why? Your affirmation should come from you, based on what you accomplish, what kind of effect you make on the society and others, how you treat the environment, how you treat yourself, how you treat your friends, how you affect others in the positive way or not. This is what you evaluate yourself. If you meet your goals and how dedicated you are to your goals, what you sacrifice to get your goals, if you're focused on it, this is what you get evaluated. How you affect the world and life in general for yourself and everybody else. This is how you get evaluated. Not from some girl or some guy, whoever has a relationship, your guy, girl, whatever it is that you have a relationship with in general, all of you, not just you, Dominic. That girl is not going to be the center of your validity or value or affirmation. You've been conditioned to think pleasure receiving from a relationship makes you feel you're validated and you're the stud muffin that you're supposed to be. It has got nothing to do with anything. There are other girls that you can go and have a relationship with. This one didn't work, so okay. Wish her well and wish yourself well. Respect her wishes, respect yourself well. Well, go on your separate ways and build a life. Life is short. What the heck? Suddenly she's the one who actually gives you the value that you're looking for in life. What has she accomplished that to be having that kind of a echelon of responsibility or qualifications? So I don't think you need to talk about it on your vlog. You deal with it yourself internally and you feel good. And if a question came, somebody asked, are you in a relationship? You say, no, I broke up. That's it. You don't have to spread everything out on the open. What for? Who cares? Who cares? Really, who cares? Do you care if one of the people who watches your vlog tells you, I was in a relationship and I broke up? You don't care. You just want to see what your level of communication with them is. See, here is different. This is a channel that I care because I want you guys to learn about yourself and to become the mechanic of your own machine. That's why I say go on my channel, guys. Click on the books. Download the table of contents and one sample chapter of each book. Read them, one chapter, short chapter. See if you like them, acquire them. Specifically, Me, My Psyche, and I tells you a lot about your inside, who you are, how you tick, and what you're all about. And then you become a little bit more familiar in how to treat yourself, how to dissect things, analyze, and logically deal with things by knowing who you really are, not by looking at yourself in the mirror. Oh, I'm fit. Oh, good, I've got this much money. Okay, and the girl says, okay, I've got this new dress and the high heels and everything. That's it. No, it's not it. Because many beautiful girls in high heels and everything, and many handsome guys and wealthy guys could get together and they get separated, they get divorced. Why? She was good looking and he was wealthy. What happened then? Because the relationship is not with her looks or her wealth or his looks or her wealth. It's between the consciousnesses. That's where things are happening or not happening. So there you go. So nothing wrong with because you broke up. You don't need to talk about it. Talk to me. Go on my site, make an appointment, pay for it, help the channel, talk to me. That's where you talk, not on your bloody vlog. Now, get going. Dominic says, see, you helped me. Nobody cares. Beautiful. Much thanks. Okay, you got it for free, goddammit. Listen, you guys, I gotta get this channel to some economic success. So, go on my site, buy stuff. Dominic says, I'm in the shower listening, and my smile is so big. You're such a source of wisdom and hope. Yes, 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 Michael. Well, too much information. We didn't know where the hell you are. Just talk to us when you're properly clothed. All right. Looks like we have hit all the questions. And thank you very much, guys. I love you all. Thank you for being here. And again, from the beautiful Maui in Hawaii, I say mahalo, and I'll talk to you soon. In the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others, and hopefully talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.